So I would also include, which I'll update on the iPad once you see it, a rule of thumb that cost of goods arrived in Amazon should be no more than 30% of the final selling price. It's a quick way of validating. 30% for that, then Amazon will take 25%. That leaves us a bit over 30% margin. And that's just a really good rule of thumb.
Welcome to the Location Independent Startup Show. Here we discuss business, lifestyle design, personal development, and much more with some very special guests and experts who have been there and done that. Learn how to live life on your terms with me as your host, British entrepreneur and investor, John Cavendish.
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of our FBA Explained series. Part of what I'm doing is recording a few of these back to back. So we're going to release these a few days apart, probably, but I just recorded the last one, so I'm in the mood and I'm rolling through this from one part to the next. If you haven't watched episode 1 and 2, feel free to do that. Just click on my channel and then look for FBA Explained episode 1, episode 2. This one is going to continue right where we left off on episode 2, and I will dive in and show you where we were. So as you know, we're doing this on iPad just to see how it works. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I like drawing those at the end of every one of my videos. And actually, I didn't write that much on this one. We actually dived into Google Chrome and really looked at the opportunity. So we're going to do that again in this episode. And actually, we're going to start looking at Alibaba and some other things as well. So we're looking at the opportunity. We're looking at opportunity, then we validate the idea. So this episode is going to be us validating the idea. Will it make money? So validation is, will it make money? So we already know from our last episode that we looked at hike tents. We think this product can sell for around $130, specifically under the hike tent search term. This might not be camping tent. Camping tent could be very different. And then we actually, once we've looked at this, we're going to have a look at camping tents and see, is that also an opportunity? We can see that this product had 68 4-star reviews and 100, which is doing 50K a month, which is great. They had some issues with the zipper and material. We could possibly bundle this with something if we can find something that really adds value. It could be a carry case, it could be many things. Ideas that we had were snow, super light, zipper, and quick erect. And yeah, let's dive back in. So this is episode 3. Episode 3 is validation. And by validation, I don't mean everyone thinking you're great, but that also helps a lot. Bit of a personal development joke there. But yeah, maybe I should make more stupid jokes because as Andy, my wife, will tell you, I make stupid jokes continuously most of the time. And yeah, hopefully this one doesn't have too many stupid jokes in it. So this is where we left off exactly in the last episode of looking at products. And next, we're going to see what we can validate. So we're going to go for really high level validation here. So we're going to see what price we can purchase this for in order to make a profit. In order to validate an idea, what is validation? Validation is, can we make a profit? And our target profit would be more than 30%. That means after all fees. So I'm going to show you how to work that out in a minute. But what fees are included? So we're going to get the product. So the product would be cost of goods, COGS, cost of goods sold. COGS. Now what's included in COGS? So COGS would be product cost. That would also be shipping, import tax, duty. So that is cost of goods in Amazon. Also, we're going to have fees. And these are going to be Amazon fees. So when you sell a product on Amazon, there's 2 fees. There's the referral fee, and there is the FBA fee, because we're going to keep it in Amazon's warehouse. It's an FBA product. So referral fee depends on the category. We'll validate this one a bit later, but it's usually 15% if you're in most consumer goods categories. My face in the way there, isn't it? Yep, 15% plus the FBA fee. So we're going to have to look that up later for this item. It'll be standard for this item. And we'll talk about packaging as well. So we're going to assume that this is quite a small hike tent. We're going to assume that we can get it into an undersized package. That actually might be a bit of a a bit of an over assumption. So I'll show you how to work out what the FBA fees are. There'll be a standard rate in dollars, and the 15% is a percentage, obviously. We're not going to include advertising here, so we're just going to go for net margin outside of any marketing. Yeah, that's about it, to be honest. We've got COGS, and we have FBA fees. This is a very simplified version. We're going to assume that our marketing expense isn't there. But in reality, we could assume marketing expense is 10% of the total revenue once we get to a steady state. So that'll give us 20% margin if we're at 30% on Amazon profit overall. Yes, we got product costs, we got shipping, we got import duty, we got tax. So that's the cost arrived at Amazon. Then we got the Amazon fees, 15% FBA fee, and in that FBA fee, we're including storage and we're including pick and pack. So paying Amazon to pick it up, shove it in a box. Storage is relatively cheap, apart from in Q4. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go into here and go to Alibaba. So I would also include, which I'll update on the iPad once you see it, a rule of thumb that cost of goods arrived in Amazon should be no more than 30% of the final selling price, and that's just a really good rule of thumb. If we use 30%, then it's a quick way of validating. 30% for that, then Amazon will take 25%. That leaves us a bit over 30% margin. And there's always extra costs that you don't take into account. So let's look for hike tent. And it'll be interesting to see what's on here because, to be honest, lots of Alibaba suppliers steal images from Amazon because people on Amazon have better images. We could also search for two-person and anything like that. Interesting tent. But if we're selling at $130 and our aim is less than 30%, so we've got about a $40 cost of goods. So what we should do is we should shortlist products that we think we can get for a $40 cost of goods. $39, actually that's pretty close there. So $40 COGS in Amazon. I'm going to assume that it's going to be less than $10, maybe $8 or $9 to ship this thing into Amazon from the price you're going to get on this site. So really we've got a $30 cost of goods. Now, as we get better with Amazon, we can start to squeeze this a little bit, but in reality, that's what we're looking for now. Just because the price here seems a bit higher doesn't mean that we can't necessarily get it for the right price. So, I'd start copying and pasting this one, they obviously have the same image, this one, basically make a big list of everything that fits the pricing and looks like the quality's okay. From there, we dive in and see if it's going to work. So we want $40 cost of goods in Amazon. So in reality, that probably means that we need to acquire the product for $30. So how do we get there? We go to Alibaba, we make this big list, and then we see if we think we can get it for the right price, to be honest. I mean, this is where experience comes in. So we're going down, we validate all the suppliers, we look if they're verified, we look at their history, we look at their reviews, and then we see if we think the product's good quality. And this is where having knowledge of the niche really gives you an advantage over somebody who doesn't have knowledge of the niche. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not much more difficult than that. People make this seem very complicated, but in reality, it's our judgment. And that's where we're making the money. Like I said, if you go and ask in these Amazon groups, a lot of people will tell you, I want to outsource my product sourcing and outsource my product selection. But becoming good at product selection is going to be where you make your money, especially as most $1 million brands don't have that many SKUs. We have, say, 6 to 20 SKUs for $1 million brand. So picking those SKUs is super important. You can go super wide and have a lot of very cheap stuff, which isn't very good quality. But in my experience, you want best quality and just have less SKUs. It's going to save you a lot of money and headache in the long run. So you list the products in Alibaba, make a spreadsheet. We then add links. We then subscribe to John's channel. Oh, that one, got it in there. After we've added links to the spreadsheet, we then validate. And to validate, we basically need to reach out to these suppliers and ask them what the real pricing is. So this is where things differ based on how experienced you are with Amazon. So if you're just starting out and you have a very limited budget, starting with $5,000 to $10,000, This is where you can reach out to these, and basically, if you wanted to, you can order from a site like we just saw, where you can actually order 20 pieces. This is not the way to scale, but this is the way to validate and launch your first product. So I'm going to go for two different things. So let's go for Newbie, and let's go for experience. A newbie, you're little, you're still learning. Experienced, you're a muscular stick man, or stick woman. So as a newbie, you're starting out, you go to Alibaba and you just validate based on the pricing on Alibaba. You then put it into your sheet, you talk to suppliers, and then you, let me get to the validation of the product on the next one. But eventually, once you've shortlisted your suppliers, you know who you talk to, you get some samples. So you're experienced. So that's if you're a newbie. If you're experienced, then you're going to tackle this very differently. So if you're experienced, you'll have an idea whether this product really is going to work before you get to the pricing. You'll look at Alibaba, you'll have your experience to know, like, okay, if this is the price on Alibaba, this is the price I can really get it for, and the quality. So what we're going to say here is you will have already ordered. You've already got a bit more money, you're doing revenue, so we'd have already ordered samples, Amazon samples. So because you've already ordered Amazon samples, you will either send photos or samples to factories. So if you're a legit brand that already sells, you can outreach directly to these factories and they will ask you for samples because most people know what they want. If you're a real brand and you've been selling for a while, you'll know what you want and factories will want to work with somebody who knows what they want. So they'll say, okay, so what do you want it to be like? And then you'll send them a sample. From there, they will send you bulk pricing. And that's the start of negotiations. Depending on how you approach it, you might get good pricing, you might not. But the main thing with experienced factories is to not ask for pricing up front. You should be asking them first if they can make the product. Because big brands care about quality. We also care about price. But bigger brands care that you can actually make the thing first. And if you're just concentrating on price, then they know that you're just about price. Also, they're not investing in you. Because this is a business relationship, and especially in China, like Guanxi, I'm sure I just butchered that, but building up, mutual trust, mutual respect in business is super important, and they want to be committed in both ways for that. So you want to send samples, get them to price it, and them to work out whether they can make it, whether they can make the quality, and then price the thing. And then after that, that's validation. So you make a spreadsheet. It's got your cost of goods from the factory, shipping costs to the US or Europe, import costs, duty costs, and shipping into Amazon. Then you've got your COGS, then you can see if it works. Is it less than 30%? Is it on 30%? Okay. Then we look at the Amazon fees. What I'm going to do here is show you a really simple way of getting Amazon fees. What I've done here is I've just typed Amazon fee calculator into Google. Here we are, the top one. Amazon revenue calculator, easy. Let's look at this Kazoo tent, the one we were actually looking at. What we're going to do here is we're going to take this product, and you take this product, you can just take the ASIN, which is this number up here. We shove it into here. We say we're going to sell this for $130. We ignore all the rest of the stuff because we're going to have included the ship to Amazon costs in that. So what it says, selling at Amazon fees is referral fee, $19.50. If we just go into a calculator to work out what percentage that is, that's 19.5 divided by 130, 15%. So it's a 15% referral fee category. So we know it's 15%. The FBA fee is $10.54. I assume that means it's an oversized product, which it should be actually because it's going to be this long. So we know it's $10.54 for the Amazon fee, for the FBA fee, and 15% referral, so 19, basically $20 on $130. So over here we got the FBA fee of $10.54. We got the 15%, which is around $20 on 130. So that's $30. Actually, we can afford to spend more than $40 on this product if we want to. So this is approximately together $30. If we're spending $40 cost in Amazon, that's $70. 70 of 130 would give us a $60 profit per item if we can source it for $70. That would be a great outcome for us, and probably higher than we're going to get in the majority of products. So I assume that means that now we know these numbers, we could bump this $30 cost of goods maybe up to $40. We don't want to get this too small as a percentage because, although it seems like a higher dollar amount, as we get towards that, we're going to be spending more money on advertising. And advertising always seems to come, it always does come as a percentage of sale. So, it's going to be a lower conversion rate on a listing selling a $130 tent than there is on a $10 battery pack or something similar to that. Not that I'd suggest doing batteries on Amazon. So, we've been through today how to validate an idea. Validation, obviously, is making sure that we think this offer is possible. We think that this product is possible. We think it might work. Like I said, a good rule of thumb is 30% of COGS in Amazon. Once landed in Amazon, less than 30% of the sale price should be cost of goods. This particular product, when we looked into it, it could be slightly more because the dollar value is higher. It's a $130 product, which means that the FBA fee isn't such a significant percentage. Because as you get smaller, FBA fees don't really drop much below $5. And it's only $10 on a $130 item. So what we're saying here is there's a lot less money to FBA fees as a percentage, which means we could spend a bit more on the product. We looked at the FBA fees using the online calculator. FBA fee was about $10.54. Amazon fee was 15%, around $20 on a $130 product. We said before that we were aiming for a $40 cost of goods into the Amazon platform, which means at $30 in China, but actually we bumped this up, so it's probably can now be about $40 in China, maybe even a little bit more, but we really need to watch those percentages. I showed you briefly on Alibaba how to find products, how to basically make a list of them and what you need to do. Newbie, I showed you what a newbie does, which is looking at Alibaba pricing, track it, find what they like, talk to the suppliers. Then I took you through what an experienced seller does, which is to get a sample, find a factory, send the sample to the factory, get bulk pricing, and then validate the idea. And yeah, that's it basically. That's validation. I would expect to be validating 20 to 30 products before you even order your first product. And if you're validating 20 to 30, that means you probably looked at hundreds. So I'm not saying that you should be rushing through this, but eventually you've got to take the plunge. So yeah, if you have any comments on this, if you'd like to see anything different, you'd like to go into any other parts in more detail, let me know. And if you could like or subscribe, and subscribe even better, to this, it'd be awesome. And I'll make more videos like this. Oh, there we are, like and subscribe. So I look forward to the next episode and have an amazing day. Thank you.